Well, hey there, guys. Today is going to be a regular diary entry, and it's been a little while since I've done one, so let's see how it goes. Um, I got some Kingdom Hearts Dark Road playing over here on my phone. Um, let's see what's been going on lately. I've been having some troubles with doctors, a lot of troubles with doctors and the medical system and all that bullshit. Um, I think I told you guys a little bit about it before. Same stuff is going on, dude. I'm with this agency, Bright Heart Health, and like today I was supposed to have a therapy appointment, but it was canceled again. Like, I'm not the one who cancels these. I'm not the one who misschedules them. I am here. I am ready. I am doing my best, and things just keep getting canceled. And and also like last week, I tried to do my group therapy, and I was there. I was ready. I was on time. I was checked in, and I was just waiting for somebody to let me into the system. And I waited for 30 minutes, and then I had to like leave the system, go back to the receptionist, and it turns out the receptionist gave me the wrong Zoom meeting number, so I couldn't enter the meeting. Um, it's frustrating, dude. It's frustrating to keep getting treated this way from like doctors and therapists and stuff. Another doctor here at the hospital. I go to this medical center at the hospital. It's who my insurance assigned me to, and I've been trying to work with my doctor and my psychiatrist to get disability. And I know that it can only get me temporary disability, only like 2 months at a time, but hell, that's something. That's something at least to help me feel comfortable while I try and work on a solution that's more permanent. And so I went in the beginning of January to this doctor, and he told me to come back in like a couple weeks. Or he didn't even tell me to come back. He told me he would call me and we could talk about disability and the next steps in a couple weeks. Um, and there was so much bullshit that happened. He was trying to get paper from work from my psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist and their agency was not um, giving them the paperwork that they needed. So I didn't even know about this. Like, he told me that he would be the one to get the paperwork he needed. And I told my psychiatrist, and she told me that she would work with him. So from what I'm hearing, my doctor and my psychiatrist are telling me, yeah, you told us what we need, Evan, and now, oh, I said my name. Okay, whatever. My name's Evan. I haven't said my name yet. Whatever. Anyway, they're telling me like, yeah, we'll tell you what you need, or no, I told them what I need, and they said, yeah, we'll help you with that. The psychiatrist said she'll be in touch with my doctor. My doctor said he'll be in touch with my psychiatrist, and that they would work together to help me get this temporary disability. And all I had to do was wait a few weeks, be patient, and I would get a phone call, and we could talk about the next steps. So on the day I'm supposed to get the phone call, it never comes. The phone call doesn't come. So I called them, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're not supposed to talk about disability over the phone. And by the way, we haven't gotten any of the information that we needed from your psychiatrist." So I was the one that had to go get the information from the psychiatrist and give it to my doctor. And I was the one that had to do all these things that other people were promising to help me do. And I think the shitty part is not that I had to do it, but that I could have been doing it for 2 weeks. But I was told instead, just relax, just be patient. And nobody did anything. And I don't get why people do that. I don't get why people are doing that to me, all these doctors and stuff. And so my appointment got pushed back a whole month, from like mid January to like mid February, because I did not arrive to my appointment on time. But it's so weird because the doctor said he would call me, but then the doctor's office wouldn't let me talk to the doctor. They were just wondering like, why didn't you show up to your appointment? You had one. And that's such a confusing bullshit situation, dude. I got my whole appointment pushed back by a month just because the doctor told me I didn't have to worry about it. And maybe I should be more careful, I guess, but I'm trying my best to listen to what people are telling me and do what they're telling me so that way I can move forward and make progress. But everything that people is telling me is just wrong. Everything is just wrong or not fully there, you know? They're not listening to me really sometimes, and I'm listening to them, but they're not telling me the correct information I need to know. Um, so yeah, it's really stressful. Just talking about it, I'm like, fuck. So a month goes by, and I did what I needed to do. I made sure that my doctor had all the information he needed from my psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist had all the information she needed from my doctor. I made sure that they had all this stuff. I went through all their jumps and hoops. I waited for the appointment. I got all the blood tests done. I've been doing everything that the doctors have been asking me to do. So I show up to this last appointment, and he asks, "So have you started filing for disability yet?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I've been asking for help with that for the last month. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I don't get it. Maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm stupid, but I don't get it. I've been asking for help." And so pretty much the whole appointment that I'd been waiting like 2 months for was worthless, because all I'd found out was I should have started it beforehand. And so it's just super confusing. Super confusing. So and by the way, while I'm there, my doctor also tells me that I might as well start looking for a new doctor that could help me permanently get on disability, because he can't do permanent. He can only do temporary due to the rules of his doctor office, whatever. So I go home, and I'm trying to look up this stuff. I'm trying to take care of it. I am First, I am trying to file for disability. And all I'm supposed to do is file, and then I can bring this like code number to my doctor, and he can file his portion, right? And so, but as I'm filing, there's some issues that are occurring. One of the first issues that pops up is the doctor name. I put down my doctor's name, except he is a trainee doctor, and I don't know if he's going to be able to sign it. And I don't know what else I was supposed to put. Nobody's helping me with this bullshit. Nobody's helping me, and it's goddamn driving me crazy. But I put his name, and it didn't occur to me until after I had already filed that his name might not work, and maybe I should have put the name of the agency that he works for. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It's all just craziness to me. And so I was thinking about filing a second time with the correct information, but then I found out that I'm not supposed to file more than once, because if you file more than once, the government thinks like they process it more slowly or something. None of it makes sense to me. I really don't get it. I really don't get why it's all so stressful and confusing. Another issue is that there's some rule for filing where you have to be able to write down the last day that you worked and the day that your disability began, right? So I wrote these things down, and I didn't get like exact, but I got as close as I could. I got the last day of like the last pay period, right? So I like my last paycheck came to me on May 8th, and the last day in that period was May 1st. So I wrote down May 1st as the day I stopped working, because that's the day I was like no longer enrolled in the system, right? That was the day that was the last day of the last pay period before I stopped working. And I wrote my disability beginning on May 2nd, because to me that made sense, right? The disability began on May 2nd because I stopped working on May 1st. And then after I put in all this information, after I file, that's when they pop up with this little note that says you're not supposed to file until 9 days after your disability sets in, but you're also not supposed to file anything past 49 days after your disability sets in. So May 1st and February 12th are not 49 days apart, you know? And so I'm confused. Am I going to get disqualified because I put the wrong date down? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me, because the disability began when I was like 4 years old. I've been living in states of panic for my whole life, you know? And I've been asking for help. I've been asking for help. And I don't know what's going on, and it's driving me crazy. So I'm trying to run with all their bullshit. I'm trying to jump through all their hoops so that way I can get what I need to survive. But I don't know if it's working. And now I have to wait another week to have an appointment with my doctor because he refuses to speak about disability over the phone. And he refuses to speak unless we're in an appointment. So I had to schedule an appointment and I had to wait another week. I'm having to wait a week. And then I have to wait for the doctor to put his half of the information in. And then I have to wait about 2 weeks for the government to process it to see if I'm even eligible based on the information we've given. So it's another month of waiting, pretty much. Another month of waiting. And I've been working on this so hard since I just feel like I've been working so hard my whole life nonstop, to be honest. I'm tired. Like, this shit began when I was like 4 years old and I was raped. It probably even began earlier than that, dude. Like, my parents were neglectful. I was not getting what I needed. I was not getting the emotional support that I needed as a child. And then I was raped. I was forced to like be a therapist for my parents and take care of my grandma and take care of my sister and still be go see my grandpa all the time, the guy who raped me. And it's like, dude, I lived from like age 0 to like age 18 in a constant state of like survival mode. I was not taking care of myself. I was not learning the skills I needed to survive. All I was doing was just taking care of other people, just constantly, just doing work for other people constantly. You can't just do that. You can't just be raised off of 20 years of trauma. But that's how I feel like I was raised, off of 20 years of trauma. And then even going to college, I was in survival mode. Like right as I was graduating high school and I was starting to become an adult and everything, my parents like they divorced, right? And I was told that I don't really have a safe place to stay. That's how I felt. Like I didn't have a safe place to stay. And all this like it was like a pimple like coming to a head. Like all this stress in the past 20 years was coming to a head, and I was in survival mode. So that's why I went to college, because I felt like if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't be able to have a paycheck enough to support myself. But the thing is that just because I went to college doesn't mean I make money more than anybody else. And I was working so hard. And all that money now that I was making from working so hard was going towards paying off college. And it's bullshit, dude. That's fucking bullshit. I don't know how to take care of myself because everything I do to take care of myself gets taken away by people who don't care. Whether it's taken away by my parents who needed me to support them emotionally, whether it's taken away by my grandpa who fucking took my virginity, whether it's taken away by my grandma who made me take care of her, whether it's taken away by my teachers and make me feel so shitty for who I am and the things I create, or whether it's taken away by college who says they're going to help me support myself, and then it turns out that the fucking college tuition is more expensive. It's more pricey than what I'm earning. I can't afford to pay it. I can't, and I'm just working my ass off all the time. And then on top of that, on top of all the work I'm doing just to support myself and survive, I've been through like 7 years of therapy. I started therapy when I was like 17. I've been through 7 years of therapy. I've done EMDR. I've done all of this shit, man. I've done healthy eating. I've done holistic cleanses. I've done exercise, meditation. I've been sober. I've tried smoking pot. I've done everything on the board that I can think of. And every time I just come to this place where I break down. Like I've been breaking down since I was a kid, dude. I, when I was a kid in elementary school, I didn't like to socialize. I didn't like to be with other kids. So while other kids were playing during recess and everything, I would be just sitting there, just watching them, wondering, why do kids play together? Why is everyone so happy? I don't understand. And I got so stressed out in elementary school that I asked to be homeschooled just so I wouldn't have to be surrounded by other people. And it was like I had a mental breakdown, dude, and I just needed to spend 2 years alone because it was all so stressful. Middle school, I was freaked out all the time and I wanted to kill myself all the time. High school had several occasions where I would get so fucking high just to escape the pain, and I would need months off just to deal with the fact that I'm just constantly in a state of panic and fear. And after high school, I had a breakdown. You know, when I started working, I had a breakdown. Every job I've started working, I have had breakdowns because of. Even the best jobs that I've had, I have had breakdowns where I have not been able to go in for months at a time. And I just, you know, it ruins me. It ruins me. It feels so shitty to be forced into a system that it doesn't work for me. Maybe this system works for some people, and I know there's a lot of people that the system doesn't work for, but it really doesn't work for me. It really doesn't. It really just breaks me down and makes me exhausted. So I spent 20 years in a state of trauma, and then I spent 7 trying to heal from that trauma and survive. So it's like the whole 25 years of my life have been towards dealing with trauma and trying to survive. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being told that I have to go out and work. I have to go out and make money for other people and create things for other people to consume just to get what I need. Just to get what I needed when I was like 1. When I was like 1 years old. Because I'm not getting what I need. I'm trying to give it to myself. I do give it to myself as best as I can. It's not easy. It's not easy to reparent yourself. None of this is easy. Nothing about life is easy, and nothing about life feels manageable to me right now. And no matter how much I'm trying to ask for help, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting help from my therapist. Fucking canceling appointments and misscheduling half the time. I don't even feel comfortable with her yet. I'm not getting help from my psychiatrist. Instead of helping me with disability, all she does is push medications at me. Makes me feel bad for smoking pot. She asked me how my pot problem was the other day. And I was like, dude, I don't have a problem with pot. Yeah, I smoke pot. It's never felt like a problem to me, though. You're the one who's calling it a problem, not me. And I'm asked for help with my doctor, and he's not helping. He's just saying, well, here's what you gotta do. You gotta do it all by yourself, okay? And all I will do, he says, is just in fact, he's not even the one writing his signature. He's just the one between me and the other doctor who's going to write the signature because he's a trainee. So I don't have any help with this. And that's really stressing me out. I think I'm going to go to a lawyer. At the end of this month, if I do get the 2 months of disability, like my doctor said he might be able to help me get, if I do get that, then I'll continue trying to run through their system. I'll admit that, yeah, this was stressful, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe the system does work a little bit. And if I get the 2 months of disability, I'll continue with the system. I'll try to get my insurance to switch me over from one doctor to another, and I'll try and go do whatever it takes to get the permanent disability. But if I don't get the 2 months of disability at the end of this next month, then honestly, I'm going to go to a lawyer because I can't keep fighting. I feel broken inside. I'm anxious like all the time because of this. Like I'm having like existential anxiety attacks because I feel so trapped in my life and so trapped in my body, so trapped in my head, and I keep trying my best to reach out. It's like that from Pink Floyd. Is there anybody out there? You know, you're trapped in the wall, dude. That's how I feel right now, trapped in the wall. And I can't keep it up. I just want to sleep. I just want to relax. I just want to treat myself good. Treat myself in a way that will help me reparent myself and deal with reality and not just repress my feelings from it so that way I can survive. Just talking about all this shit makes me tired. Let's see. Not always negative though. There's a lot I'm really proud about right now, you know? Um, even though I am frustrated about college and the fact that I owe money, I use my college degree every day. I make really good healthy food for people. My dad, his liver is sick, and I'm helping him heal his liver with my food. My girlfriend, her thyroid was, it was, she had hyperthyroid for years, and I've been using food to help her heal her thyroid, and it's gone into remission. It's actually healing. And so I'm proud of these things. I'm proud of how I'm able to help people. I am proud of these videos that I make, even though it might just be me ranting online. Like, I'm proud of it because I'm actually speaking myself. I'm not just isolating myself in my house all the time. This is me trying to reach out, you know? I'm trying to talk to people, express myself, and maybe they'll express themselves back to me. I want that. I want to hear that, you know? I don't want to be just isolated in this bubble. But I'm proud of myself for reaching out. I'm still writing that story for the video game I'm creating, and I'm proud of myself for writing that. And I'm proud of how well I do in some of my video games. It might be some silly accomplishment, but dude, there's some challenges that I played that are really fucking hard. And I beat them. And with time, I get good and I beat them. And I'm proud of that stuff. And there's more to it than that, too. There's more. There's a lot that I'm proud about. And I guess it's good to just take a couple minutes to just remember those things. Because it gets scary, it gets hard. I have a past where I have used psychedelics, and on one experience, I had this feeling where it was like myself and everything around me, every piece of the world, I could feel how we were all like the molecules of our body were disassembling and reassembling every single moment. The word I could think of is object impermanence. Like, we think that things have object permanence, like things are real and stable, but I had one trip that it just broke that, and I still feel that like almost every day. This object impermanence. I don't do psychedelics anymore. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just not. I just am admitting that I have used them in the past. And there's been some really good things that have come from it. Like, one time I had an experience which helped me feel like I'm actually beautiful. And for the first time in my life, I felt beautiful. And that experience is what made me stop self-harming. Because after that experience, I thought, I can't self-harm myself. I can't look at my body and say, this is bad, and cut myself. No. I look at like little freckles and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's like constellations in the sky. It's like this body mirrors what's up there in the sky. And what's up there in the sky mirrors how our bodies interact with each other. And so I've had some really great experiences, but I've also had some really, really scary ones where things feel just completely impermanent. Everything feels like the molecules are being ripped apart and put back together piece by piece, and just constantly doing that every single moment. And some of these things, they get triggered more when I am dealing with these stressors. Because if you think about it, it's like the same thing I'm dealing with life, object impermanence. Take my virginity with my grandpa, one minute I am an innocent little boy, and the next minute I have been raped and abused. Object impermanence. Like, maybe I'm not using the right word, but it's the word that I vibe with, Like, I have something, my purity, my virginity, and then it is taken away and restructured into something else, which is now trauma and abuse, you know, traumatic memories, PTSD. Everything is constantly being reshuffled and reshifted. I have these things that I've worked so hard for, you know, skills and ability to create good food. And I've worked so hard just to have some friends and just to be able to enjoy little moments. And then, whoops, I'm not able to pay my bills. And it changes all to feeling like I'm losing everything, feeling like I'm losing friends, like I'm losing a place to live, like I'm losing the things that support me and give me life. And it's just so scary. And I think that all these things are just triggering each other and they're turning into this big volcano. And some days I feel okay. Other days I feel completely depressed. Other days I just feel anxious, like nothing about reality is even real. And I don't know how to get myself up and go to work through these emotions. I don't know how to do it. I have tried in the past, and none of this stuff is new. None of this stuff is new. This object impermanence thing, this feeling like my molecules are reshuffling and everything, yeah, it might be exacerbated by past psychedelic experiences. It might have been heightened, but it's something I've felt my whole life. I've never felt like this reality, this physical reality, is real whatsoever. And yet I'm forced into a system which says that seeing those things is wrong. And I'm supposed to care more about my physical reality and more about doing a job and doing it every day. Yeah, being on schedule. Yeah, like I'm supposed to care about that shit? Are you kidding me? Like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with society that any of us care about any of this shit? I don't understand it. It's just nonsense to me. The fact that any of you care about a job is nonsense to me. But you want me to care about a job? That's even more nonsense. Like, I'll let you guys care about what you guys care about, but don't force me into something that's not healthy for me. I have no solid ground on reality. Nothing, no one has been there for me consistently. And I don't know what to do about these feelings. Well, I don't know, dude. Um, I guess that's it for today. It's just a diary entry. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys, whatever. See you guys around.